Ain't nothing in the world that I like better than bacon and lettuce and homegrown tomatoes. Up in the morning, out in the garden, get you a ripe one, don't get a hard one. Plant them in the spring, eat them in the summer. All winter without them's a culinary bummer. I forget all about the sweating and digging every time I go out and pick me a big one. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'd life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Well, you can go out to eat, and that's for sure.
Hi everyone, Mr. Barheim here, and today we are going to do a cooking lesson for you guys. I have a question. Who knows what our harvest of the month is for September? If you guessed tomatoes, you are correct. So we are going to do a tomato recipe today. Something that's easy, something that you can find with only a few ingredients. You might be able to get them right from your garden. You can get the rest of the ingredients from home or from the store. And something I think anyone of all ages can do with a little help from mom and dad. So let's show you our recipe. Alright, today we're going to make a tomato bruschetta, and it uses a few simple ingredients. We got almost all of the fresh ingredients out of our garden, and we had to get a couple ingredients from the store from our pantry. So let's go through the ingredients first. We're going to be serving our bruschetta on some bread. We're going to toast it in our toaster oven. You're going to need about a cup or more of fresh tomatoes, and these are cherry tomatoes that we grew in our school garden. You're going to need about a handful or 8 leaves of basil. We have purple basil, Italian basil. We have a little bit of Thai basil in here as well that we're growing in our garden. You're going to need 1 clove of garlic. This is garlic that we grew in our school garden. Then you're going to need some black pepper, some salt. Need some balsamic vinegar. If you don't have that, you can use white vinegar, you can use apple cider vinegar. We like balsamic vinegar, it gives a little sweetness. And then you're going to need some extra virgin olive oil. So these are all the ingredients you need. And then a little bit of the equipment. You're going to need a mixing bowl. I like to use just one of our mixing spoons. Need a cutting board, some sort of measuring spoon. If you have one of these at home, a garlic press. And then this is where you're going to need some help from mom and dad. You're going to need a knife to cut your vegetables and get them ready for the recipe. So let's show you what we're going to cook. First I'm going to show you guys how to cut the tomatoes. So this is a cherry tomato. We've got a yellow cherry tomato here. I've got a chocolate cherry tomato here. It's kind of a purple color. We've got a sun gold cherry tomato here. This is an orange one. We've got your standard red cherry tomato. So we have a nice variety. This is going to be really colorful. So the first thing I do is I'm going to take the stem off. We're not going to use the stem. Then I'm going to take my cherry tomato and carefully cut it in half. We want these a little bit smaller, so you're going to take each half and cut it into half again. So when you're done, your cherry tomatoes are going to be cut into 4 pieces, and then we're going to put that into our mixing bowl. I'm going to cut the rest of these, and then we'll come back.
Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'd life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only 2 things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes.
Alright, up next we're going to chop our basil. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I like to take the leaves and put them into a stack. Take one big stack of leaves. You'll see what I'm doing. This will make sense in a second. Some of these are a little smaller. I'll do 1 stack and then I'll do the rest. Now I like to roll them up into a little basil burrito, and then we cut them into smaller pieces like this. Now watch my fingertips. You see how I'm keeping my fingertips tucked in? You don't want to slice your fingertips, so be careful. Keep them tucked in away from the knife. And there's some beautiful basil that we're going to put into our salad. Okay, up next I'm going to take my garlic. Now the garlic right now has its peel, so we need to peel it. I like to give it a little smash, just a little bit. It makes it easy to peel. Okay. Almost got most of the peel off. Okay, there's our peeled garlic. I'm actually going to take my knife and I'm going to cut the stem end of the garlic off. That's actually the little root part of the garlic. I'm going to cut that off. We're not going to use that. And this is our garlic press. You might have seen one of these before. We might have used them in class. We're going to put the garlic inside the press, and this part is going to crush it. So I'll do it over the bowl. There we go. Squeeze it out. And then take my knife, just kind of scrape it right off. And we should have 1 clove of crushed garlic in your salad. We're gonna do our seasoning now. We're gonna make our dressing and we're gonna mix it right into the bowl. So first, I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Pour that right in. And we're gonna mix this all once all the ingredients are in. Put your lid on. You don't wanna knock this over and then spill oil all over the floor. Next, we're gonna do our balsamic vinegar. Remember, if you don't have balsamic vinegar, you can use other ingredients. You can use white vinegar, you can use cider vinegar. And I'm gonna estimate, I'm gonna do about 1/2 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. And pour that in there. Just give it a little bit of a sweet and sour flavor to our salad. And then who remembers the last 2 ingredients? We need some salt. I'm gonna just do a little bit of salt. Not too much, we don't want it to be too salty. And then we're gonna do a little bit of black pepper. We're gonna do a little black pepper in there. And then the last thing we need to do is we need to mix everything together. So I want all of the ingredients to be really well mixed together. We don't want any clumps of garlic. We don't want any clumps of salt. I want everything to be really well distributed so that that flavor coats everything. And then we're gonna let this salad sit for about 10 minutes. And while it sits, we're gonna make our toast for us to put this on. All right, we have our toast. We've toasted a nice slice of white bread. This is a French bread that we toasted in our toaster ovens. I'm gonna take a nice scoop of our bruschetta, of our tomato salad, put it right on top of the toast. 1 for me, 1 for Miss Madison. And then we have a guest, Aunt Harvey's here, so we're gonna give her 1 too. So we have 1 for her. And then what I like to do with this, if you look inside the bowl, there's a lot of dressing in there. So I'm gonna get a little bit of this dressing and pour it over the bread to really get some of those juices and flavor onto our recipe here. I can smell the garlic and the basil. It smells really good. All right. I have to take my mask off to try this. So, all right. Bon appetit.
And then I'm filming the filming. I'm just taking stills of the shot of the.
It's a little messy. It's really good. Madison, you want to try one?
Beautiful.
I'll try
You
one.
can try it.
Oh my gosh, what a treat! I didn't know I was gonna get fed.
Uh-huh.
Lucky me.
Oh, it came out pretty good.
Oh,
This is Miss
wow.
Madison. This is Aunt Harvey.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's good.
Ooh, that's great.
So, thank you guys for watching. I think this is a recipe that you guys can do at home. All we did was we got the tomatoes, the basil, and the garlic right out of our garden. We had a few ingredients that we got right from the kitchen that you can get from the store. Remember, our harvest of the month is tomatoes, so this is something you guys can practice for the rest of September. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and bon appetit.